On a performed sensitivity analysis, the risk delays in obtaining materials has proven to be one of the top risks, residually adding 49 days to total project duration and $68 on total project cost. This calls for a mitigation strategy. Two mutually exclusive mitigation strategies are proposed, each one of them costing $50. Alternative 1 targets decreasing the probability of occurrence, which would shift from 25% to 5% likelihood. Alternative 2 targets decreasing the potential impact of this risk by limiting the potential of delays from a maximum of 50% to only 5% time extension beyond the most likely scenario of those activities impacted by this risk. 10 project activities are subject to this type of risk. What is the best mitigation plan? Number 1 reduces the likelihood of the risk to occur. Number 2 reduces potential delays, that is, impact, and both cost the same. This is the way we proceed to analyze these mutually exclusive strategies. On Project Risk 18, we first define a post-mitigation strategy with an explicit cost of $50 added to the cost element of project planning and staffing. Post-mitigated probability is modified to 5%, and the schedule impact remains the same with the beta PERT distribution, keeping the min, most likely, and max relative variations of schedule impact at 90%, 100%, and 150% respectively. We now proceed to run an initial reference simulation before considering this mitigation strategy. After the simulation is run, on duration histogram we send to comparison, making sure distribution comparison charts have been previously left blank. This scenario is named before mitigation. We repeat this process for cost histogram, sending it to comparison and renaming it again as before mitigation. Now we go back to analysis and change for risk 18 to a post-mitigation option and run again 2,000 iterations on the simulation. The generated cost histogram is now sent to comparison and we rename it as Mitigation 1 Reduced Likelihood Scenario. We do the same for duration. Go back to the duration histogram, send to comparison, and again rename this scenario as Mitigation 1 Reduced Likelihood. Our first comparison is ready. Back in Project Risks, we modify again Risk 18. We restore the probability to 25% and change the maximum from 150% to 105%, thus limiting the tail of the distribution, allowing for shorter time delays. Therefore, we can now run a simulation again with this new set of mitigation strategies. The generated cost histogram is now sent to comparison and we rename it as Mitigation 2 Reduced Delay Impact Scenario. We do the same for duration. Go back to the duration histogram, send to comparison, and again rename this scenario as Mitigation 2 Reduce Delay Impact. Our second comparison is ready. On the cost comparison chart, we observe that strategy 1 of decreasing probability has no net effect upon total project cost at its 80th percentile. Strategy 2 of decreasing impact has a reduced total net cost of $24. Therefore, from the cost point of view, the second strategy is better. We now shift to duration comparison chart. Strategy 1, consisting on decreasing probability, reduces 36 days total project duration. Strategy 2, consisting on decreasing impact, reduces 53 days total project duration at its 80th percentile. Therefore, strategy 2 focused on decreasing the right-hand side tail of delays from 50% to 5% relative to the deterministic reference is an absolute better strategy by decreasing costs by $24 and reducing delays by 53 days.